Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is November 6, 2018 and I can't believe it is 74 degrees right now. So my plants, as you can see, are still alive. So I think this is going to be the last update I'm going to give you guys for the season. Because the weather has been so great, these are still producing. So I'm going to give you a little tour to show you what I have going on that's still remaining. That would probably be it, and then we'll continue next season, and then I'll have some new plans for next year. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start with the herbs right here, and I have some peppers in there as well. So this bed here is usually for herbs only, but occasionally I'll throw like a pepper plant or two in there. And here is some sage, looking beautiful, still alive and growing well in this nice weather. And that is my Scotch brain. It's coming to an end, but look at all those fruits right there. These are the Scotch brain that I grew for the contest. I mean, there's the guys that have up to 300 pods already, so I just threw in the towel. I'm not gonna count these because it's really not gonna make a difference. I'm not gonna even place, so that's what my Scotch brain look like. Okay, and if you watch my herb video, you have seen the Cuban oregano, and those are rosemary. Those are beautiful plants. I love the way they smell. They grow like crazy in this bed every season. This is one of the bed that I reserve only for herbs, so I treat it different. I use a different type of soil for them, so any plants that grow in this bed, they just grow like crazy. Everything in there is just all organic. I make my own compost, and then that's what these guys grow on. Okay, so here is my lime. These are the bear's lime, also known as the Persian lime. They're seedless variety. And this is my persimmon. And this bed here is empty. I cleared everything out. I just started some lettuce right there, so hopefully they'll grow okay for a few weeks, maybe that as well. And here is my mare's lime, or maze lemon, sorry. Look at this beautiful lemon tree, very small but producing quite a good amount of fruits. And this is a lime tree that it was grown from seed. I think it's a year old. This one is the Mexican thornless lime. So last year I left this guy outside, so I thought it died. But then the whole trunk died, but then it started to grow out from the bottom. So it lives. So it's still alive, which is good. And this is my Stargazer gold here. Man, I was collecting seeds out of this plant, and out of the 30 pods that I collected off of this plant, I got 4 seeds. So initially I bred the plant to reduce amount of seeds in the pods, and I guess it worked too well. So I only got 4 seeds from like 20 or 30 pods. Like literally these here will have no seeds, like these little one here, and then these big ones here maybe will have 1 seed, like the larger ones. Okay, and the Scotch brain back there is looking awful. And this is my avocado tree here. It's looking pretty nice. And here I have some onions. These onions here have been grown since last year, so I keep using some of these leaves here, and they keep growing back. And all of those were grown from little bits of onions that I saved when I use them. Just plug them in the ground and they'll grow. And here are my Texas Crimson Bonnet, the red version, and the chocolate version there. And look at this, guys. That is my Scotch brain. There are actually more pods than there are leaves because the leaves are all gone. Because it was cold a few days, and most of the leaves turned yellow and dropped. You see, The plants are just looking awful, but the pods are looking really nice. Look at all that. So Scotch brains are beautiful variety. They taste great, not too much heat, but an awesome variety. I recommend you guys grow those for hot sauce especially. You can use them as a base and then add something else to make it hotter. And those orange one there, those are my Stargazers. They will eventually turn red. See, there's one behind it that is red. Okay, and here I have a very strange variety. I think this is a torch. It's supposed to grow long, but so inconsistent. And then here I have some pequeños. I love these here. I did a video on tasting these already. They're quite spicy. So as I mentioned, if you watch the video, there are two different versions. The ones, I think the one that they grow in Brazil, they have no heat. This one actually has heat, so it could have been a different strain. But I have both, and they're great. I like the one that's not spicy and the ones that are spicy, which are these right here. Okay, and then white habanero. These are beautiful variety. When they are ripe, they turn into this gorgeous white color. They're super productive. So if you guys are looking for a plant that looks nice, produce small pods that are beautiful in white like this, the white habanero, I think they're called a Yucatan white hab. Sometimes there's another version that is called the bullet habanero. I think that might be the same, or I'm not sure, but they're white as well, I think. Okay, and then here, these are the torch, and let me show you. These guys are like really weird. So some would grow like those, kind of different shapes, and some would grow like a longer shape. See, they're all inconsistent. So last year they look just like a torch. So this year they look a little different. They're very inconsistent right now because they're still in the early stage of F3, F4 maybe. Okay, and then here is my Sriracha bonnet, and look at this, guys. Look at this. You see that stinger? Very smooth skin, just like a Scotch bonnet, and then it has that crazy stinger there. And then this one is a bonnet shape, and this one here, look at this. Look at that hook. It looks just like a Reaper, but a little smoother. The skin is thicker on the inside, and it smells like a Scotch bonnet. It doesn't have the heat of a Reaper. It's very more like a hot Scotch bonnet. And then here are some more, and look at the pattern. You see this here? You see that? Look at that hook. So it's green and then orange and yellow and red, all that beautiful color, and then that crazy hook. So it looks just like a Reaper in my opinion, but except that it's really smooth and larger too. The Reapers that I usually grow, they're a little smaller, but they're crazy hot. Even the size, I mean, they're small, but they're crazy hot. And then look at this one here. Very beautiful. So those are the last few that I have, and then these I left it on too long, so it kind of rotted off. That's the bonnet also, Sriracha bonnet. And then I have the sweet misery, or misery sweet, the yellow version. Okay, in there you see some purple basil, regular Thai basil. I have some globe basil down there, but they got covered up, so I think they died. More basil. These are radishes that I just started right here. And then cucumbers. Those won't make it because we don't have much time left. Fish pepper, that's not doing well. Oh, and I think, sorry, I didn't mention that big plant is the Comfrey. And then my tomato. Man, this guy's finally putting out some fruits right here. It took like a while. This is called the mortgage. What is it? The mortgage something mortgage. But anyway, it didn't like the heat, so it never made any progress until the weather started to cool down, and then it put out some fruits. So here's the white Thai bed. I got rid of everything already, and I still have some left right there. And then some basil. I just love basil, so I grow them everywhere. Okay, and here I have some Gangsta red and then Gangsta yellow. And those yellow ones are awesome looking. Very nice variety. Tastes great. And then we have jalapenos. These are volunteer, but they look cool, so I left them. And then the linzo. This is one of my favorite variety. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff with this variety this year. You see, they grow very nice shape, and lots of pods too. I picked a bunch off of this plant. I think this is the most productive plant I have in the garden. You see how it grows in clusters, and it has very nice tasting pods. They look very similar to a Thai pepper, but the smell is like a Scotch bonnet. It's so unique. When you see the pepper, you would expect that it tastes like a Thai pepper, smell like a Thai pepper, but it's totally different. It'll catch you by surprise. It's actually very sweet also. And within these here, you will get like 3 or 4 seeds. That's it, which is one of the main reason why I love the variety so much. Just very little amount of seeds. And here is my compost pile. I throw everything in there. That is like those are old rice that I ordered from to go, and I didn't use, so I just toss them in there. Pumpkins, whatever organic matter, I just throw in here. There's really no ratio. I just toss them all in there, and then once they're broken down, they'll come out to here into nice composted soil for me, and then I would throw it into my raised bed over there for my herbs. Okay, and here is the last raised bed, and this here, believe it or not guys, it is a propagated cucumber vine. So initially I have a huge cucumber plant. I cut a branch off and I planted it here. Of course, I rooted it first in water, and then I took it out here, and look at this, it grew and it produced a fruit. See that? So cucumbers can be propagated and it will produce. So then I have another one right here. Okay, and then a bunch of other propagated stuff. These are propagated pepper, propagated basil, and that is the super pekin that I propagated as well. So, basil, those are all propagated basil. And then Swiss chard right there, not doing too well. And onions, those, look at all those onions. I need to either use them or just compost them. Okay, and here I have some more onions that I regrew. Look at this, these are all regrew onions. And artichoke right there. These are propagated lemon starbursts. So I have 3 pods there. And these are my pekin. So I have these pekins here. They're the super pekins. They're very different. They have the longer fruit shape, and it's a little tastier too. Look at the spider just ate the bee. You see that? There's a bee right there, and there's a spider behind it. Let me see if I can catch it. I think that's the wolf spider. Those are really cool. They jump around. They eat anything that they can catch. So here it is. As I mentioned, the super pekin. You see how the fruits are longer. Usually pekins are smaller and shorter and round. These are the long version. They taste really good and pretty spicy. And here is my jabuticaba tree that was given to me by Susan. She grew it from seed. And then this, I think this guy has been about over a year old. Okay, and then I have a few more plants here. This is my Stargazer. But the unique thing about this Stargazer is it was originally a cross between a white tie and a Sriracha hornet. And then it produced the Stargazer. And then I took the hornet pollen and pollinated again. So this is a different version of the Stargazer. So we'll see how that tastes. But the fruits are pretty cool. It's longer, skinnier. So I can't wait to see how good that is. And here is some more white tie. My aloe plant. This is my propagated vitex tree. Fish pepper. Look at this. It's starting to ripen to this beautiful color here. So sometimes it's white. Is that? Sometimes it's white, and sometimes it has this variegated color here, and then it'll ripen to a red color. This is the stage that I really like the way they look. Changed orange, still have the stripes. And this is the propagated Sriracha hornet. Some sage, snake plant. Alright guys, and lastly, these two are a very special variety. I recently crossed these, and this is the Super Pekin, but it's the version number 2. So the reason I call it a version number 2 is because look at this. See the size of the pod right there? So it is much larger. I love Pekins, but they're so small that I can't pick them all, and I usually just let them go to waste. So I wanted to create something that is larger, tastier, but produce just as much. So far it's looking good. It produced a ton of pods earlier, and then now here's how much is left. See, that's the size of the pod right there. So let me show you the original parent plant. I'm take it over there. Okay, so this is the version 2. This is the regular Super Pekin. Look at this. See how it's long? And sometimes it's purple, like this here. Like that. When it gets sun hit onto it. Got a ladybug there. So that's what the original parent is. And then here is the hornet. So here's my hornet right there. Crazy looking stinger. So I took pollen of the hornet and I pollinated this plant here, and this is the result. So as you can see, you see there's a little fuzz on the branches. This one also has fuzz on the branches. They look very, very similar to the parent. Same size leaves. Everything's same. See? Kind of similar leaves right there. So all of the characteristics from the parent is carried over. The only difference is, you see these pods here? And look at these pods here. So it's much larger than the original plant. It's more of a hornet that has characteristics from the Super Pekin of the original parent. These guys are super, super productive. Like you see, flowers all in those clusters. And here, just lots and lots of flowers, and they produce like crazy. So that is the reason why I crossed it originally, because I want a plant that produce a ton and tastes better, bigger, easier to harvest. So this is the result of my pepper plant. So I call it version 2 because I don't have a name yet, so I will have a name soon. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoy the video. That is it for now. That is the last update for the season. So it's time to grow a bunch of stuff indoor. So I hope you guys look forward to that, and that's it. And I hope you had a great season and everything worked out great. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.